Hey everybody, this is Darkseid Elite here, and we are on day 13 of the coronavirus. Now, this is going to be a short little podcast. It might be a little bit longer. I don't know, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Get you guys catch up on what's going on with me. I'm still housebound. My job put me on a furlough for right now. Got to do unemployment, and hopefully that's going to get taken care of so I can be able to keep my so I can be able to get my pay, and also hopefully this check can come in, and then my tax can come in, and I can get some stuff paid off. And honestly, I hope I can be able to get a lot of other stuff taken care of. But I'm doing okay. I just want to get back to work. I really do. I don't want to be at home anymore. I was thinking about taking a vacation, and now this is my vacation. This is my vacation. I'm taking a 4 week vacation, and I shouldn't be taking this long of a vacation. I want to get back to work. I want to be able to do my day job. I want to commune with other people and commingle at my work and have fun with my associates. Um, but that can't happen because a lot of people are too afraid, and they're, in my personal opinion, they're allowing a sickness to rule better judgment. We all get sick every single day, but it's up to us to keep ourselves clean and healthy. But people don't want to do that. They want government handouts. I don't want a handout. I will take help if I feel I need it, but I'd rather be able to do this on my own. I want to have my own independency. Um, this sucks. It really does. I don't want to turn into I don't want to turn into a drag fest podcast here, but I just want to let you guys know what's going on my front. Everything is good. My bills are paid for the month, so right now next month is the only thing I got to be worrying about, and it's coming up in the next couple of days. I got to make sure my rent's paid and everything else. But hey, uh, I'm gonna get paid, and everything's gonna look a little bit better. So. There's a lot of stuff that's been happening in the last couple of days that really blew everyone's mind. I made a couple of videos about it. We're doing that about the Snyder cut. Also, Zack Snyder did a commentary for Batman v Superman, and the 25th of March was the 4-year anniversary of BVS, and I talked a little bit about that. Now, there's not much going on with the Snyder Cut. Everything's on pause. Everything's on pause. This Everything from entertainment is paused, and that sucks. So that means any news that's coming out is going to be conjecture, because people are already trying to spoil what's going on with the Batman. I'm like, oh, what? They can now change it. Just because it's on hiatus means they could change it now. They don't have to go by that plan, and that's kind of stupid right now. So this whole virus and this whole situation has really made spoilers really apparent now. Unless you want to get yourself off the internet, it's going to be very hard now. Very hard, because of two reasons. One, we got to have that communication to our friends and family, and we also got to be able to talk to our friends, even though we don't haven't met them before, but people that we talk to on our social medias. And these news websites like Variety, THR, Screen Rant, all of these guys, the Variety, they want to be able to get this news out there so they can keep their business doors open. Now, I understand it's a business. However, this stuff can change now. So whatever you hearing on the Batman can change, because it's on hiatus right now, and it's on indefinite hiatus right now. Hold on one second. Sorry, I'm trying to drink some water here. Now, about the commentary. I just heard from Subjective Reviews. I saw his video. I saw Common Movie Mark's review. I didn't listen to Chris Wong. But I'm very happy that a lot of people were able to watch this. I know that cut out at the very end. I didn't know what was going on. I truly did. I was like, okay, he must be having another issue, and I just went on my merry way. Um, but people are talking about that he was talking about that sequel and everything else, and he timed it to the point where it automatically cut off because what was going on. I think that was really cool. That was a good ploy to get people really wanting to talk about that Snyder cut. So he's a master of hype. You gotta give it up for Zach. He's a master of hype. I'm very very happy we got a director like him around. And I said in a previous video, what other director is doing this? I listen, as much as the fault of Joss Whedon, I don't see him pulling out the Avengers and doing the first Avengers and doing a commentary with the Avengers. I don't see him doing that. I don't see the Russos talking about Winter Soldier or Infinity War or Endgame. I don't see that. I don't see Kevin Feige getting on his baseball cap and his slack jacket and sitting down in front of a camera with the Russos and even with Robert Downey Jr. and they're literally talking about Endgame, like what was going on, the mindset of Endgame, and you're having Robert Downey Jr. cracking jokes and whatever. You don't see that, and that's shameful. To me, that's shameful. This is the time where these directors and a lot of Hollywood can be and Marvel and hell Disney should be out there putting those directors saying put them in front of a camera and talking to their audience saying hey let's do a live commentary. I don't see them doing it because they don't care. They don't care. Zach cares. Now this is not done by DC. This is done by Zach. Zach didn't have to do it, and I said it before. He did not have to do it at all, and we should be very appreciative of him doing that. Very, very happy. I was very no, I am very happy. Not I was. I am very happy that he took close to 3.5 hours of his time out of the day to sit down with us and talk about BVS and anything now and the little nuggets that we were taught that a lot of us were wondering about this movie and also any insights about what was he thinking about for Justice League, like for his copy of the Justice League. What was his insight about that? And that was one of the big things about the nightmare sequence. And he really didn't talk very much about it. He just didn't want to reveal too much. And all he wanted to do was get into the scene that this was about Superman and his fall to the Antilife equation. And the fact that is this really a nightmare sequence or was the Flash bleeding that future into Bruce's reality and Bruce is seeing it through his own eyes. So he's visualizing it. Now again, we don't know what he meant by you were right about him. We need to fear him. Lois is the key. We need to fear him. A lot of people thought it was Superman. We don't know. We don't know the depth of what Zach was trying to do for that scene, and we can use that as a speculation, but we can't use it as a cold hard fact. We got to wait until we get the Snyder cut to really see what Zach was attempting to do in BVS, and to have the massive payoff in Justice League. Now I want to talk a little bit about the comic universe right now. The comic universe is on a huge spiral. Marvel has released some very, very bad business decisions. And one of the big business decisions, now again, I want creativity, I want new characters, but I want the right characters. And I'm thinking that this cancel culture, this safe space culture is going to get completely destroyed. And Marvel is going to be the first of its victims. Marvel released now I'm late to the game on this. I apologize, but again, this virus, and I've been getting more sleep than I to, and I've been trying to take better care of myself. So I'm very sorry if I haven't been keeping up with I haven't been presenting this level of news. But Marvel has presented the whole the New Warriors. Now the New Warriors, if a lot of us remember some of the New Warriors, it was Wiccan, and in some ways was Patriot, the more modern Black Captain America, and also he is the first Black Captain America. No, I'm sorry, he's the second Black Captain, no, the third Black Captain America, and I'm not adding Falcon to it because he never got the Super Soldier Serum. Um, um, but and also Hulkling was a part of them. Speedball was a part of them. There was a lot of people that were a part of the new Warriors because some of them were mutants and others were altered humans that were also that they had that got brought in from the Young Avengers. So so they introduced a few new characters. I don't want to look them up. I just remember these two, and one of them, if you hear some motions. It's my cat. Sorry, she's trying to keep herself busy. But okay, but they introduced a couple of characters that really got a lot of people riled up, and they're both named Safe Space and oh man, let me look them up. I have to look them up. Sorry, I want to give you the information. Okay. Okay, there's one called Screen Time, and oh, there it is. Okay, so basically I'm on their site. So they introduced the new Warriors, and it says check out Vecchio's designs along with Kibble Smith's inspiration behind the one of a kind team of young heroes. One is called Screen Time. A mean, obsessed super teen whose brain became connected to the internet after becoming exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas. Oh God. Now he can see augmented reality and real-time maps, and he can instantly Google any fact. Does this make him effectively a genius? He sure acts like it does. I wanted to have a teen characters who felt as now as the New Warriors did in the 1990s, explains Kibble Smith. The New Warriors have been a zeitgeist characters from the beginning to get edgy skateboarding Night Thrasher in the 90s and the reality TV team of the 2000s and now 2020. We have new warriors who have never grown up without the internet, and one character appears to essentially live inside it. The word screen time is only ever used in a sort of restrictive sense, and because we're doing a story about about teenage rebels, a lot of names about teens fighting against labels that are put on them. So with screen time, we like the idea that he had infinite screen time. This okay. Let's get through this because this is going to be the core of what the heck is going on here, and why this is going to be a major problem for them later on. Now, these two are the ones that really got a lot of the brunt of this, and they're both called Snowflake and Safe Space. Okay, um, Psychic Twins. Psychic twins. Sorry, I'm sorry. I apologize. Psychic twins. All twins are psychic, but we're psychier. Snowflake, a cryokinetic, can materialize snowflake-shaped shurikens projecting projectiles for throwing. Safe Space can materialize pink force fields, but he can't inhabit them himself. The reflex only works if he's protecting others. They're hyper aware of modern culture and optics, and they see their superheroics as a post-ironic meditation on using violence to combat bullying. They're probably streaming this. Snowflake and Safe Space are the twins, the writer says, and their names are very similar to Screen Time. It is it's this idea that these are terms that have thrown around on the internet that they don't see as derogatory. They take those words and wear them and wear them as a badges of honor. Safe Space is a big burly sort of stereotypical jock. He can create force fields, but he can only trigger them if he's protecting someone else. Snowflake is non-binary and goes by they them and has the power to generate individual crystallized snowflake shaped shurikens. The the connotations of the word snowflake in our culture right now are something fragile, and this is the character who is turning it into something sharp. Snowflake is the person who has the more offensive power, and Safe Space is the person who has the most defensive power. The idea is that they would mirror each other and complement each other. Okay, let's move on. Oh boy. Okay, this one's called B negative. A teen living vampire exposed to Michael Morbius's blood as a child in a rogue but safe life-saving medical procedure. He still ages like a regular kid but has all the abilities of Morbius. He's also obsessed with all the music and attitude of a classic long past decades like the 90s and thousands. The world is a vampire and so am I. B negative is a goth kid When he was a baby, he got a rogue life-saving blood transfusion. We assume from Michael Morbius, and now he has a very similar look and very similar vampire powers. Shares Kibblesmith. B negative ages like a regular person, or does he? And he definitely drinks blood, or does he? But designer artist Luciano Vicchetto, I'm sorry if I butchered his name, took brilliant inspiration of the 90s cartoon Spider-Man cartoon and gave B negative the leech suckers that the animated version of Morpheus had on his palms. So he takes plasma. Just by him saying that, he takes plasma. He doesn't drink blood. He drinks the plasma out of somebody. Oh boy. Okay, Trailblazer. Okay. This is the other one that a lot of people really did not like. And let's read what he tries to say. A regular kid scooped up into a world of teenage superheroing. Her magic backpack is actually a pocket dimension with seemingly infinite space from which she can pull out useful or random objects. It's not always under her control. She claims to get her power from God, but not the God you're thinking of. She's a group home and foster kid who is volunteering at a senior center when this mysterious threat shows up and Night Thrasher runs to the rescue, Scribe asks. Because she helps him, she ends up in the crosshairs of this outlawed law. Trailblazer wants to help people, but she doesn't think of herself as a superhero yet. Kibblesmith concludes, the Marvel universe is a reflection of our own, and when a new law gets put into place, it affects people in the unforeseen ways. Okay. All right. Now, what do I think of these characters? Here's the thing, and I'm gonna be very honest here. Trailblazer can be very cool. And I'm going to be honest with you on this. Trailblazer can be very cool. However, if that's her ability, she only gets her powers because of her magic backpack, don't change it. Do not change it. Force a narrative on her that we've always had. Here's the thing. What's the thing about Iron Man? Is it the armor that makes Iron Man, or is it the man inside the suit that makes Iron Man? Now, here's the thing about Trailblazer. Is it her backpack that makes her special, or does she make the backpack special? And also because she can't control it, can she overtime control it to make it where it can pull things wherever the heck she wants? But should there be a repercussion of her pulling things out of that backpack? So there's a lot of things. Now, can they throw anything into that backpack and seal it? And run the risk of, if she opens in that backpack and starts grabbing things out of it, could she open up whatever threat they put up in there? There's a lot of things they could do with Trailblazer. I'm actually there because of, think of that those are stories that we've had before in Marvel that they can easily present to this character. We've had that before in many characters, and I'm not, because she's rotund, I don't give a crap. So is the Blob. But that's his power. He can affect gravitational forces around himself. So he can make himself as light or as heavy as he wishes. It doesn't matter. That's why he can move like he can outrun Wolverine if he wanted to. He can outrun a lot of people. His rotundness doesn't mean jack squat. So for me, the major thing for her character is, what are you going to do to make sure that she's in a way the same and also different, so we can feel there's something more with her character? Just because she's rotund and she's diverse doesn't mean that she's unique. It doesn't mean that she's unique. Her uniqueness is the fact that she could pull anything out of that backpack. Okay, if she says it's a gift from God, what God is it? And on top of it, is the ramifications of her pulling whatever that she's doing. Could she be destroying things while she's pulling things out of there? Should there be a sacrifice? Those are great little stories and nuggets that will get us invested in Trailblazer. So in my personal opinion, I like Trailblazer. I actually do. I think Trailblazer is a cool character. There's a cool concept. Be negative. I have no problem with the goth look. I would say make him British. Make the kid British. He's a complete Brit. He has that punk rock goth attitude. He doesn't care. But you also want to have him where he runs into a lot of problems because he's a vampire. He can run into other vampires who are way more powerful than him. Way more powerful. Older. They can be able to corrupt him. Also, Blade. Blade doesn't like vampires. He hates him. And the only reason why he left Michael Morbius alone is the fact is he doesn't drink blood. He doesn't drink blood. He takes plasma. And even him telling him, hold off on that. Find another way. So what Michael Morbius does is he only drinks enough to keep him alive. He takes it from rats. He doesn't take it from humans. And also he does things where he makes sure that Wessler knows that, hey, I'm only doing this. So he doesn't want Blade coming after him and killing him, because Blade can kill him. Also, if he drinks Blade's blood, he will become almost a full-fledged vampire, because Blade has vampiric blood, and it can make him very, very powerful. In other ways, you can say that because of the serum that Blade takes, it could actually neutralize a lot of vampires' abilities. That's why they can't drink Blade's blood. They can't. So neither can Michael. If Michael tries to drink it, it actually jacks him up. It messes him up very, very bad. It weakens him even more. So all I'm trying to say is that B negative has a lot of potential. And on top of it, he could be that rogue anti-hero that can easily turn to a villain like that. He could easily turn to a villain. Because remember, he's a vampire. And if he wants to become powerful and old and not have to worry about having to deal with everything, he's going to have to learn from other vampires. So he can be tempted. And that's great levels of storytelling. But what the thing we don't want is, we don't want to be a punk rocker that basically says F you to everything. And if he's presented with a vampire that can actually screw over other vampires or actually corrupt other vampires, and he just suddenly just has the ability to say screw you to that vampire, we're going to want to know why. A lot of us going to want to know why. How can he do that? Oh, well, just because that's part of his thing. If he has the same abilities as Michael Morbius, even Michael Morbius cannot resist other vampires. He can't. Other vampires can jack him up. So what makes B negative different? Now the connotation of their names is very stupid. B negative? Come on. Trailblazer is actually a very interesting name. B negative is stupid. Now, screen time. This hero is going to be one of their weak links, because you can't really do anything good with this character. And here's the reasoning why. You're making him like another version of Iron Man. He has the ability, it says it right here, it says, experimental internet gas? What the heck? How can you explain that? The thing about Marvel, and I know this is about Marvel. I mean, I know this is about Marvel, but this is where we're at with Marvel Comics. A lot of us have grown up on Marvel Comics. Some of us went away from Marvel after they went this nonsense about identity politics. And they really tanked their whole thing, and they stood idly by and allowed it to really fester and destroy their whole business. Now, this character has a lot of potential, but I have a huge suspicion that they don't know what to do with this character. They're going to make him that he could do what the heck he wants. And that's not what you need to do. You got to give a limitation of what he can do. He can augment reality and real-time maps. So what? That means he's a GPS? Okay. He can instantly Google any facts? So what? That makes absolutely no sense. What the heck is experimental internet gas? You don't have to do that. You know what you could have done? A chip. A chip. You could say his grandfather trying to save his life from an unknown from a brain aneurysm. He basically put a chip in his arm that basically, so it actually monetizes his brain aneurysm. But because of something that happened and he got exposed to this radiation, it basically corrupted the chip because it's interconnected to a cloud interface. So now it opened it up, and now he can open up to almost any to the internet as much as he wishes. And he's plugged, he's matrixed. He's matrixed into the system. He can get any fact he wants. He could do whatever he wants on the internet. He can get them $1 million. It won't do anything. He could fix our economy. He could fix the United States economy. He could do what the heck he wants. He's very, very powerful. All because his grandfather made a chip that's connected to a cloud. So that means it has to connect to an internet. But because he got exposed to this radiation, it actually made the chip, it exposed the chip and unlocked the chip further. But his brain aneurysm, now does he still have the brain aneurysm? That's for the writer to decide. That would make him very dangerous, very powerful, and on top of that, he could be their tactician. And he's arrogant. Very arrogant. He's almost Tony Stark level arrogant. That'll be very interesting for Marvel to do. But again, it's deep-rooted stories that gets us involved with these characters. I don't get, but the way he's explaining is, who the heck cares? I wanted to have a teen characters that felt as now as the New Warriors did in the 90s. The New Warriors have been Zygit's characters from the beginning, and you get edgy skateboarding Night Thrasher in the 90s and the reality TV team in the 2000s. That was the 2000s when we had the first Civil War, and that was Speedball and Namorita and all these other characters, and they died in the Connecticut event. That actually was it was the catalyst that started the whole Civil War and the Superhero Registration Act. And now 2000. So now what you're doing is you're trying to create characters that represent the now? No, dude. This writer does not know what he's doing. And here's the last thing. Snowflake in safe space. Are you freaking kidding me? They're psychic teens. Okay, what makes them different? I wouldn't have made them psychic. I would make them empathic teens to each other. They know what each other are feeling. They just don't know what's on each other's minds. They know what each other is feeling, so they can't hide their emotions. And they said straight out that she's non-binary. How about the fact that she's confused about her sexuality? She doesn't know if she likes girls, doesn't know if she likes boys. She doesn't know if she's a girl or she's a boy. She doesn't know what the heck's going on with her head. And it's all because of what the heck happened to them. He knows what he is. He's like, dude, I'm a jock. I'm a dude. But he's wearing pink because he wants to own it. Are you kidding me? Safe Space is a big, burly, sort of stereotypical jock. So that means he's dumb as a post. He's dumb. If he's a stereotypical jock, that means he's dumb. That means Snowflake's the smart one. Safe Space is stupid. He sees an action and he does something stupid. It's terrible. It's terribleness. You could have actually introduced goofy names right off the very beginning with these two and slowly evolve their powers, which evolves their names. But no, these guys want to be quote unquote edgy. This team is not bad. It has a lot of potential. Tons of potential, but terrible writer. And I would say out of all these characters, who's the most powerful is going to be Screed Type and Trailblazer. If you really want to understand powers, Trailblazer should be should be hands down more powerful than all of them, because you don't know if it's her that controls the backpack. You don't know if it's her or the backpack, and you don't and you leave it that way. You leave it ambiguous, and a lot of people would actually be like, okay, what's going on with this character? She's very confident it's the backpack. She doesn't have powers, but she can't control that whatever comes out of that backpack. But the more you keep writing her, the more you make it seem like, hey, wait a minute, it actually seems like it's more about her. She has the powers, and the backpack is just a regular old backpack. Now again, this is maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe they're just doing a bait and switch. But I can tell you the one that's gonna the ones are gonna be the most. They're gonna put all their focus on is gonna be Snowflake and Safe Space because they're getting the most screen time, and it's terrible. I don't care if Trailblazers Rotund. I don't care. I don't care they did an emo gothic vampire. Whoopie freaking do. So what? I really don't care. But the thing is that if you're gonna make Snowflake and Safe Space and you're gonna own it, you gotta make ramifications for this. You gotta write in there. People are gonna freaking laugh at them. They're not gonna be taken seriously. And you gotta change their names. Safe Space makes no sense. Snowflake makes absolutely no sense for this character right now. This is not how you try to pull people in. Now, if this was in, let's say this was 10, maybe 15 years ago, and they made Snowflake and they made the character the way she looks right now, I'm sorry, they, them, however they want to be pronounced, no, it'd be a girl. And Snowflake would be perfectly fine. That means she has cryo powers. But Safe Space, they'd be like, and the dude's wearing pink. That makes absolutely no sense. Why can't it be green? Her being blue is perfectly fine, but why isn't he like green or something? Like it's like hard, like he create hard light objects with his hands. That'd be cool. He's like a Green Lantern, but he makes it with his hands, and it takes a lot of willpower for him to hold it. But he's dumb as a board. He's dumb. That'd be okay. But this is terrible. This is going to be terrible. And this is what Marvel is putting their hedge in their bets to do this whole new Warriors. And it's terrible. You have Namorita, freaking Starfire, Speedball, Night Thrasher. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, Firestar. Firestar. It's Firestar, Night Thrasher, Rage, Speedball, and Namorita. Are you nuts? Are you nuts? And this is what we got in Marvel. While on the other side, let's see what DC's doing. Let's see. They're still doing Deceased, which is a great story. And now they're going to start on the Three Joker story. Um, they're revisiting Dark Knight's Metal. They're doing Batman 96, which is going to talk a little bit about what's going on with Batman. Batman 97. They're doing Batgirl, Detective Comics, Nightwing, Wonder Woman, another Wonder Woman. They're doing Event Leviathan, Checkmate. They're doing Strange Adventures, which I think they need to calm it down a little bit and really make this so classic Buck Rogers, but it's done on a much more deeper level. And having Tom King on there is phenomenal. Yeah, there's nothing to me. It's nothing stupid. And they're doing DC Superhero Girls, which is fine. That's more for little kids. Lois Lane and the Friendship Challenge TP, that's fine. Teen Titans Go, that's fine. They're doing more with Action Comics. Amethyst, the new Aquaman, Batman, the adventure continues. Batman and the Outsiders. Oh man, Batman Beyond, Batman's Grave. More Batman and Superman, another Catwoman, The Flash, two Flashes are coming out, Green Lantern season 2. There's a lot of stuff coming out in June very soon, and it doesn't seem stupid. It really doesn't. The new Justice League 48 and 49, Justice League Dark, Odyssey, Justice League Odyssey, Legion of Superheroes, was I'm hearing they're going to try to bring them back. They're doing a one shot on Man Bat, an arc series with Man Bat, Manhunters, Metal Men, cool. The Question, the Deaths of Vic Sage, that's gonna be cool. They're bringing back Red Hood and the Outlaws again. They're doing another Scooby Doo because WB owns Scooby Doo. They're continuing on with Shazam, Suicide Squad. There's a lot, and they're doing Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, new Teen Titans, the Terrifics. They're gonna move forward with the Terrifics. Young Justice number 17. And let me see. Yes, now we're getting it. Hellblazer, The Last God. So there's stories that they're doing in their other stuff that's going to be really cool. Facsimile. Oh my God. See, they're doing very, very well with their products, and they're not doing anything very, very stupid. They're experimenting. If it doesn't work, they're moving on. They're not doing anything to me that makes me go, oh God, what the heck is going on here? So Marvel right now is going further and further into the dirt. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. They have completely, unabashedly destroyed their fan base. People are not gonna read their comics. People are not gonna deal with their stuff. And they're doubling down on it. And it's going to and eventually we're going to have Marvel close. Marvel's going to get closed. And that's terrible. A few years after Stan Lee's death, he worked his butt off to make sure that this company stays afloat, and it's going to be ruined because of identity politics. That makes absolutely no sense. That's terrible. Now they do have some other stuff that's really cool. The whole Green Scar is coming back in Marvel. That seems really cool. I don't know what they're doing with Spider-Man. I know that they're doing some more stuff with Venom. Thor became the new avatar for Galactus. So his new Herald. I'm sorry, his new Herald. That's very interesting. But it seems like they're really throwing a lot of stuff to the wall to see if it sticks. I don't see them doing anything really big and actually saying, hey, you know what? This seems really cool. Check it out. Except all this identity politics characters. Terrible. Now let's move on. Hawk. Okay, about Hawk. Hawk, it will come back. I mean, right now, there's a lot of stuff that happened on his front, and again, I want him to be taking care of his family. He's got his wife to take care of, and he got to put food on the table and a roof over their heads. So I cannot ask him to be thinking about making a podcast. I want him to be focused on getting everything taken care of for himself, and also same thing goes for me. I personally don't want to be making a lot of videos. Just getting sick and tired of making videos because I'm just making a video. I want to get in the mood to make a video, and I want to have the video show that I'm into it, that I'm really, really into it. So you guys not feel like I'm just talking and talking and talking and okay, he's just mumbling. Screw it. Let's move on to something different. So I want my videos to be at least somewhat entertaining and also informative. It's gonna be more informative than anything else. Again, if you guys want me to make what if storylines, like, hey, how I would do this movie, any ideas, hey, move them my way. How what's any questions that you guys want of what I would like to do? I will make it. I will consider it and I will make it. So this is more for me to you guys, and also you guys keep me doing something because I gotta pass the day. I mean, this is another day, and this day is about to end in another hour. So, and then I gotta get some sleep, and hopefully I can be able to move on to the next day. So please, if you guys have any ideas of what needs to be done, and again, if it's about Snyder Cut, then I mean, I'll answer any questions and I'll make a video about it. So just let me know. All right. Okay, let's get further in. Oh yeah, about Hawk. Okay, Hawk. When he gets his stuff settled and hopefully this whole corona nonsense get completely knocked away, please, please, please let all of us, let myself and even Hawk, let us get our feet back underneath us, get back to working. I probably won't make videos for a while. I need to get myself back to working again. This is, to me, this is getting the nuts. I'm getting stir crazy. I don't want to be getting into my car and driving my car and wasting my gas. I want to be able to just park my car and then get in the car for a minute, drive for about 30 minutes, and then come back. I want to be able to get my car everything all lubed up and everything. So after a while, the car's not gonna. I have to warm that car up for so long. Okay. Now let's move on to one final thing, and I'm gonna call it. Okay. Um, the the whole streaming service. Now, a lot of people, I haven't heard much about the streaming service, and I'm very, very happy with it. I'm very happy with the streaming service. Um, I need to get back into it. I need to start looking at some of the comics and start reading a lot of the comics. I haven't done that in a while, so I need to get back into that. I have a laptop and I should be reading these comics. Um, but I'm very upset with how they're treating the whole Tim Drake situation. And also the whole and what I was talking about with the Tim Drake and Damian Wayne and what I come out to. Now again, this is me being unbiased. I do like Damian Wayne's character. I do like the character of Damian Wayne. I just don't like, but I think he's becoming a caricature of himself. And this is the situation a lot of people had the problem with Batman. You're making the character too overpowered to the point where when this kid gets older, he's gonna be already a monster. If this kid could do all this stuff at this present point in time, what the heck is he going to do when he gets older? He's going to be unstoppable. Batman has a limit. Batman has a limit, and I'm glad that they're tuning him down. That he's still skilled. He still has an analytical mind. He still has this, but he's limiting. He's getting limited, and that's beautiful. And I love it. And I don't want Batman to get overpowered anymore. I think we have enough heroes that a lot of people can start to enjoy instead of having Batman. The only thing I really hope someone does is they redo Wonder Woman. Thank you. That's going to be one of my other ideas. What would I do with Wonder Woman? What would I do for Wonder Woman? Hold on one good moment. I might work on this tomorrow. I might give you guys this video tomorrow. What would I do with Diana Prince? Okay, that's my question. What would I do with Diana Prince in the comics? And hopefully you guys like my idea. I hope that somebody gets this idea and puts in and gives it to DC, because honestly, Diana needs a lot more work. There's a lot of things that somebody is not doing with this character, and I would redo the whole backstory. Actually, Diana Prince and Donna Troy, because there's a lot of stuff even with Donna Troy that really needs to be talked about, and I would definitely fix a lot of that stuff, and I would introduce a lot of other ideas from other arcs. But it needs to be done. Wonder Woman is in a stagnant point, in my personal opinion. She's not doing much of anything, and they're using her as a plot point against Grail. Who the heck cares? Who cares? Grail is useless to her right now. She could topple Grail like it's nobody's business. But having her on the same wavelength to fight Darkseid is laughable. That means you just weakened Darkseid at one point. Who the heck cares? Superman will mop him. You cannot put. I'm sorry, excuse me. You cannot put Wonder Woman and Superman on the same level. You can't. That's not right. Superman is way more powerful than Wonder Woman. And it's not a knock on Wonder Woman. It's more of a tribute that she's gotten way stronger than her introductory days. Now, again, I will think about this, and I'll think about this tonight and a little bit later tonight, and I will definitely get back to you about it. There is a lot I would like to talk about what I would do with Diana Prince and Donna Troy. But now about Tim Drake. Man, I almost lost my train of thought here. what I now the situation with Tim Drake, yeah, the streaming service. Now the streaming service, I will look at it a little bit more. I will sit down and read the comics. I mean, honestly, I'm paying $8 a month for this thing. I should basically take advantage of this. I should take advantage of the whole situation and be reading these comics and catching up on a lot of comics. I should be sitting down and reading all of Dark Knight's Metal. I'm just giving them a little bit more breathing room so they can finally get all this stuff on their streaming service because they're still putting comics on there. They're still putting content on there. So that means that it's not going anywhere. And right now, this is the best. This is the best way of getting comics. It is the best way of getting comics. It's the only way of getting comics. And also, in about another few more days, WrestleMania is coming out. I want to be sitting back and watching WrestleMania. So there's a lot of things I want to do, and pretty soon it's going to start catching up, and I want to be able to take care of my household and everything else. But I want to leave it here. I don't want this to be too long, but I will definitely look at this. I know a lot of people. But again, give me some ideas. If you guys want me to do some ideas on Batman or Green Arrow or anything like that, let me know. Let me know what would you like for me to start talking about with my knowledge, and I will do a little bit more research and pulling up some comics, and I'll give you guys a list of comics I think you guys should read, especially when it comes to Wonder Woman. There's a lot of stories I would recommend to read for Wonder Woman. There's one I would definitely say read. I have the comic. I have all three pieces of it, and it's the best Wonder Woman comic I have ever read. The best. I read a little bit of The Truth, and The Truth is okay, but there's a lot I would have done with The Truth, and I think I'm going to get into that too. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. And like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Hit that bell, please. And that will let me know if you guys really like this content. Subscribe. Hey, subscribe. Let me know if you guys want some more. We need to stick together. This is not about, this is more about, hey, what you want me to do for you, because I'm doing this to keep myself busy, and I'm also giving you guys a little bit of entertainment and some knowledge. So let me know. You guys put it down below, and I'll get back to you. You guys have a great night. All right. It's about 11:15. I got to get to bed. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.